May 15th, 2023. Judge Wayne C. Wooten. Attorney Frank J. Bankowitz. Whole wide world. Perspective. Merriam-Webster's Dictionary. I wonder how many people are going to actually look up the definition to see if it's the same. I wonder also how many website hits the word perspective will get. Definition 1. The science of painting or drawing so that objects represented have apparent depth and distance. 2. The aspect in which a subject or its parts are mentally viewed. A view of things as objects or events in their true relationship or relative importance. Please review so everyone has a clear, better understanding of my continued concerns, hindrances, questions, and frustrations with the justice system and the solid, absolute remissness of my case and the due process of I am and have been waiting very patiently and maintaining what I can since no one else has or will, it seems, and I feel at this point, 6 attorneys later, 39 months, almost 3.5 years, which I will make, and not by choice, I need to make all aware of my immense struggle with the extreme mismanagement of my case to date. Let's look at the bigger picture or perspective to get a better view of what I've had more than enough time to see and realize. I'm hoping by doing so, eyes can finally be open and very overdue, long for progress and finalization can be had. Growing a mass of ignorance, manipulation, slander, and advantageous gain must stop. My truth needs to be heard and it is my right. Do not give me rights expecting me not to fully utilize them. I voted for the president and governor while here in jail. And stop violating what I've been trying to utilize or lessen the value of my capabilities and opportunities. I am not apologetic in any way for being an observant, hardworking, above average, non-stereotypical inmate. I can only imagine sadly how others not as outspoken as myself have been and are being mistreated, overlooked, and dehumanized. Get it together. Judge Wayne C. Wooten. At what point do you evaluate and intercede in a case to make sure there is proper advancement, regular communication between the attorney and client, ethical treatment of client is being upheld, timeframes are being met, etc.? Clearly, you know of and have known of the prolongation of my difficulties from your comments regarding my letters, but with no intervention from you to change anything for a better, less problematic process. You've told me in the past when I've tried to voice my legitimate concerns to you in the courtroom 5 times total in 3.3 years and in my letters to save it for my next attorney. If told anything at all. Do tell me, Your Honor, which attorney? I'm on my 6th, whom I've not seen in person for over another 3-month period, 12 weeks, 89 days, and counting. Frank J. Bankowitz has been appointed as my attorney by the court to represent me in my case and has been for the 10 months and counting. Total approximate hours of representation, 7,200. Total times attorney met with client, Sarah Boone, 6. Phone numbers given to client by attorney, 2. Phone calls answered from a client by attorney, 0. Outside sources calling attorney on behalf of client, 3. Phone calls, emails, voicemails answered by attorney, 0. Letters client sent to attorney trying to communicate, 7. Letters defendant client sent to judge trying to communicate, animate attorney in unsuccessfulness, 5. 15 video visits between attorney and client, 3. Attended court dates scheduled, 2. I was in attempted withdrawal, the other on an allowance to finally be included in my PTC, which was the same information carried over from all the others. Now what? Why are you enabling my constitutional rights to be continuously violated? History lesson for everyone. First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Eighth Amendment, 14th Amendment. Why am I being judged for my legitimate letters I write in order to know the status of my case or attorney and how much longer before something substantial occurs in the progress of? 3.3 years later, other than the inappropriate prejudgments being made due to the excessive amount of my case information online, bigger and meaner fabrications of my case-sensitive details, I have not seen an even greater mind-numbing one-sided ignorance. If I didn't write my letters, would you or anyone be aware of all my rightful concerns still and ongoing? Is a perpetual question mark over a defendant's head the norm during a case due to inactivity, no communication, no help or intervention or answers being given by anyone in the justice system? Honestly, what has been done about or with any of my letters other than being scanned, uploaded incorrectly, I made sure to correct so everyone is up to speed on my case status? Unfortunately, it is all I have to report at this time. Why are you allowing numerous case safety and protection elements to be breached, violated, and manipulated? Why has a gag order never been implemented? My case has turned into an unnecessary witch hunt from the innumerable violations of my case details being leaked and racketeered illegally in exchange for website hits, viewer ratings, etc., in exchange for money. What is your cut, Your Honor? You choose who knows what, where, and how in your courtroom. When did court minutes become live? Are you the one who authorizes the upload to the internet? It's all about how much rather than how did it happen, no matter the destruction caused in the meantime, and is irreparable. It's not even about the suitcase anymore. My case is now a global event with the video receiving over 3 million hits, depending on the website, in turn making me realize that's over 3 million less unprejudiced, unbiased, non-discriminatory, fair jurors I will have access to on my case. How is that going to work? Now what? 5. Factoring important private details should not be made ready and available for the world to know about before I, the defendant, does, correct? This is wrong, unconstitutional, unfair, and not how justice is supposed to work for anyone. I'm tired of having motives attributed to me that are unreal, assumed, and inappropriate. This is not legal. 6. This is what a trial is for, correct? At this point, what can even be rightfully suppressed in my case? Once you ring the bell, it cannot be unrung. It's already been heard and seen. I don't even know where the bell is or who's ringing it. 8. When do I, the main component in my case, actually get to know, see, hear everything everyone else already has? When am I going to be included also? 9. When is the next status hearing you stated would happen before my PTC 7/11/23, my attorney's 1-year mark? Am I included? 10. What else can I do to ensure the productivity, communication, incorruptibility, appropriation, and intellectualism of my case? It is my right to know so I can begin or continue for true progress of any kind to finally be succeeded. Attorney Frank J. Bankowitz. 1. Where are you? Our last in-person was February 15th, 2023. 3 months. 2. When is our next meeting? Remember, please, there are still time-sensitive matters pressing. FYI, in the 10 months of your representation, here are the 6 meeting dates which have occurred so you can see prospectively the massive time gaps in between while I have been sitting eagerly waiting, wondering. 2022, July 14th, August 2nd, August 22nd, September, none. October, none. November, nothing. December, nothing. 2023. January 20th, February 3rd, February 15th, March, nothing. April, nothing. May, to date. Why aren't you fixing either of the two phone numbers you gave me upon your appointment back in July 2022? Every time I ask you about it, it's a different excuse. Much progress can be had in a very expeditious manner if completed. Why has it not almost a year later? Why do you keep telling me to call when you know they don't work? As said before, public defenders answer their calls and reply to mail. Why are you unable or unwilling? See the difference it will make. Our agreement, made from one of my letters I wrote earlier this year after not hearing from you in a solid 5 months prior, was to connect every 2 weeks with or without any significant progress. Why have you not been upholding this agreement, even in a 15-minute video visit? Remember, a phone call is another option and not as difficult technologically. A working number is needed, just one. 5. Why are your anticipated dates of completion for anything already discussed and will eventually when you do actually show up for an in-person scheduled meeting? There are 1,000 little fires needing to be put out. You're holding the fire hose. Please see from my perspective the botched, eye-rolling experience I am going through still and how I believe anyone would act or do if in my slides doing the same. What would you do? Do not fault me in trying to make the best, most successful outcome possible for myself in every aspect in the convoluted predicament I am in and have been for over the last 3.3 years. I would rather be called a narcissist, pain in the ass, arrogant, strange, or whatever else anyone wants to waste their time to think of. Just don't call me a murderer, which I am not. No one knows me except for the ludicrous insanity that's been made up, mocked, edited, and spewed all over the internet. It's not me. I'm hoping and praying my highly anticipated day will come, whenever that will be. It's God's timing. I continue to wait smiling. At least everyone will know I'm not sitting around eating bonbons watching soap operas. Application is the product of the lesson. Give me my chance appropriately, correctly, and fairly in court. Unfortunately, my perspective of our justice system is incredibly dim and dull. I hope my very overdue blinding light has shone brightly for all to see a glimpse of how it really works. And being a system, we all have to work together to function in unison. Please help see the difference I'm trying to be and make. Waiting and wondering, keeping it real. Now what? Sarah Boone.